station. Be the call, the escalation. This is your radio salvation. Go, 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 go.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Twin Brothers from Different Mothers. I am Aaron Phillips, sitting here in the Go Live Vegas studios. We appreciate everybody tuning in to take an hour out of your day to hopefully maybe be a little distracted by things going on in and around you. Joining me here at the desk is a gentleman that we have coined and dubbed the stepbrother from another mother, Mr. Johnny Bird. How are you, sir?
The black sheep of the family. I'm doing good. You're looking positively robust today.
Robust? Are you saying I put on a few pounds?
I wasn't going to say it out loud.
That's okay. I appreciate it.
I know
that.
I have.
Those pictures out there of people, what they're going to look like before and after this virus thing is quite fun. Now, without further ado, currently sitting in the Portnoy Palacios Palace, Mr. Neil Portnoy. How are you, partner?
I'm tremendous. How are you guys doing?
Hey, brother.
We got a great guest on today, someone that I get the opportunity to meet a while ago. Became friends and loved seeing her out and about and listening to those golden vocals. As much as Johnny does all the invitations of all the celebrities, our guest that is coming up not only sings all of those celebrities, but portrays them in a number of productions.
Absolutely, and we'll introduce her here in a few minutes. As we welcome everybody in to joining us here, we appreciate it. Kelly Vaughn will be joining us here in a few minutes, and we'll get to spend some time with her. But as is customary, Mr. Neil, Johnny, we're going to go over just some topics that have kind of floated through on the Facebook Messenger board, MSN stuff, but what is that thing that's out there, inclusive. This is trying to find anything but having to talk about what's going on in and around us.
Very good.
This past 2 days ago, I guess it was, a great singer, Lean On Me, things like that. Mr. Bill Withers passed away this week. Yeah. 81, passed away of complications from the heart, and he was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame of 2015. Great entertainer. Did a guy like this influence your singing and the way you sing and the type of songs, John? I'm just curious.
Oh, yeah. I listened to a lot of his music, but the one song that really struck me is probably the one that struck most people, and Lean On Me.
Yeah.
In 2016, I participated in a cancer telethon.
Okay.
And what we did is we brought in all the folks that were cancer survivors up on stage in Rochester, Minnesota. It is incidentally the longest running and the biggest televised cancer thing in the country. 61 years it was that year. So I was able to bring my mom up, and we sang "Lean on Me," and it was just one of those moments for me that was very touching. And
right.
So yeah, that song has taken on so many iterations and so many renditions. But yeah, Bill Withers, he was the voice of a certain part of the generation for decades.
His songs had messages, Neil, that touched some society, but a lot of his songs were based on relationships.
Yeah, 81 years old, I guess. He had a heart condition. It's,
Absolutely, and his songs will be missed. And but fortunately, because of recordings and such, we'll never not be able to listen to him again. So Bill Withers and to his family and everybody, we thank you. Now, let's talk about the news that hit yesterday regarding another tragedy within the Kennedy family. In case you missed this, RFK's granddaughter and son, I'm going to say Mavie Kennedy McKean, and 8-year-old son Gideon, they were paddling out. This was on the Chesapeake Bay near the Maryland side. A ball went into the local river or whatever it is, and they jumped into a canoe to try to get the ball. And it appears this is now going to be a recovery mission. Something happened. They found the empty canoe, and these two now are going to be presumed to have lost their lives chasing this. So, I mean, what else can go on with the Kennedy family?
Well,
Neil?
there's 3 million Kennedys, so I mean, if you do the math, unlike, I don't know. It's bizarre, all of these situations. I didn't hear about the ball falling. I knew that they were in a canoe, and I guess the weather changed, and they had rough water, and they were no longer in the canoe. But I hadn't heard any updated information that it's now a recovery. Is that true? It's a recovery?
Yeah, that was the latest article last night, and I double-checked it this morning that because of darkness last night, they couldn't finish it, but they were hoping it would have been a rescue. But
was that a Wilson situation by any chance?
Oh, I don't know. Well, you can paint it any way that you want to, I suppose.
Tom Hanks is currently out there looking.
Tom Hanks, yes, Tom Hanks is out there looking. But as of the article this morning, it has turned into a recovery expedition.
Yeah.
So,
terrible news.
yes, absolutely. Now, the next three pieces of things I want to throw out there kind of circle around the topics of the world right now without being direct. So the first thing I want to mention is that locally, all of Diamond Resort's timeshare properties, which include Cancun Resort, which is down in the south end of the boulevard, Desert Paradise, which is over on Trop near Decatur area, and Polo Towers, which of course is in the heart of the Strip, they're actually making all their rooms available at no cost for all the frontline workers who need to practice social distancing themselves at no cost, making these properties available to those here in Vegas. I think it's a great move by Diamond Resorts.
Great news. And also good business, don't you think?
Absolutely. Neil?
I was going to say there's also a woman in town that has a rental that was brought up, I guess, on Fox 5 brought it up. She has a rental property that she's now giving at no cost. It can sleep 6 people to the frontline medical workers, EMTs, et cetera, that they can go in, stay there away from their family while
Right.
they're fighting the situation.
Right
Which
on
is-
it.
Listen, Vegas, unlike any, I've said it before, unlike any city in the world, it is amazing what the people in this town do to pitch in, to support, the blood drive, everything. They're doing everything in their powers. We, the people of Las Vegas, are chipping in and contributing to try to alleviate a worldwide terrible situation.
And the type of property that you're probably alluding to is something called an Airbnb, which has become a new
Right.
trend of traveling. And there's a lot of Airbnbs in Las Vegas as alternative sites for people to stay in. So I hope there's more Airbnb owners, which is what, again, it sounds like what this lady has, that would also do the same thing because, it's well needed and we tip our cap to. Now, a couple other things, and I'm going to save the last question as part of the intro to bring our guest in. First of all, some announcements yesterday, the sports world. The Olympics, the Summer Olympics, have now been pushed back to 2021, so they are officially canceled for the summer in Japan. Wimbledon, for the first time since 1945 during World War II, has totally canceled their event this year, and they'll look to reschedule next year. And the last one I want to mention, Zoom. Zoom conferencing has come under fire for people being able to hack into Zoom meetings and cause quite the disturbance for anybody whose Zoom account is either open to the public or not properly protected. Teacher Zoom conferences are being broken into, you name it. So Zoom has come under fire. So your thoughts, guys?
Johnny,
Have
go.
any on Zoom?
Well, the first thing I heard was from my 8-year-old daughter. And she was talking to me just yesterday, and she said her teacher had some concerns because they were going to have to not go on Zoom because there were people that were doing exactly what you talked about. They were hacking in to our 6th grade and 5th grade and 4th grade classes.
Now
Well,
they're-
I would advise them to reach out to my number one son, who is he's the number 2 hacker in the world, cover of Time magazine 7 years ago. What he does is he goes in, finds the vulnerability, hacks in, and then charges an exorbitant rate to go and close the loophole. That's what he does for a living.
Well, I believe there's some indicator in the setup of Zoom where you can change it from a public meeting to a private meeting and things like that. But yeah, it is big concern because I know the school district is changing to a different platform because of this, and one that I won't mention just so that it protects everybody. But obviously things are going to have to be done differently. By the way, Sean York says hello to everybody, but he specifically says hello to you.
Hey, Sean, good
As I
to
see him in the chat room.
Yeah.
702-660-7666 is our number. With that, I'd like to bring in and introduce our guest for today, and then I'm going to ask the next question I have to the entire panel before we get in knee deep. This individual is someone that we basically can classify as a singer, impersonator. She's an actress. She has a program out there called The Women in Me because of the type of individuals that she does tribute to. I hate saying impersonating, but let's say tribute to. Without further ado, please welcome to the show, Miss Kelly Vaughn. Kelly, welcome to Twin Brothers and Step Brothers.
Hi, thanks for having me. It's a great honor to be here.
Well, thank you so much. I'll send you the $20 for saying that later, okay? Before we get into talking to you specifically, the last question that I had on my list, and it's one that's all over Facebook and people are talking about, when all of this stuff is done and we're sort of getting back to a normal life, the question I have for everybody here on the panel, what's the first place you're going to go to outside of your house when everything is lifted and we're back to normal? Let's start with Kelly.
Probably Brio Happy Hour.
Oh. I wonder if Brio takes call-ahead reservations. You won't be the only
You're
one.
saying happy hour, huh?
Oh, yeah, wait a minute.
Let me get some more coffee going here. Because I do like my morning coffee.
Not necessarily for the alcohol, but I mean, they have a great menu. I love it there. I mean, just being out and about. I'm also going to go to Bootlegger and see the Santa Fe and the Fat City Horns, and then go to Kelly Clinton's thing afterwards. I'm going to go everywhere because I just miss all my friends. I miss the places that makes you feel alive and happy. I mean, I agree with Neil what he said earlier, that this town is like so supportive and the best town in the world to live in, and we have such amazing talent. That'll be the first place I go. That'll be my Monday. Happy Hour at Brio, go to Santa Fe at the Copa Room at the Bootlegger, and then go to Kelly Clinton's the Bootlegger later on. So those three, my Monday's going to be full. And then, you know what?
And a live visit to Twin Brothers to do a live interview in studio.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, definitely.
Okay, Johnny, why don't you field that one, then we'll go to Neil.
This is the easiest question for me to answer because, unlike a lot of people here in Vegas, I didn't do a whole lot other than do my shows and focus on doing that stuff. I didn't really go out a whole lot. So I don't have a list of things. The first thing I want to do when this breaks is go do a damn show.
There you go.
I want to get up on stage.
Right on. Neil.
I've got a 3-week schedule already set in my calendar. Monday, Tuesday. Listen, Dorothy and I go out every night. I am having the best home-cooked meals from my Italian wife that I've ever had. It's an incredible. But we love being with people. I think that's what we're all missing. It's the camaraderie. It's I tell my friends back east, oh, I'm friends with you're friends with them? Aren't they? No, they're just normal people. It's what we do for a living. I think the Vegas community, we're all friends. We know each other. When we used to have the events at the gallery, the entertainers said to me, what we love most about what you have done here is you brought us all together. Because all the entertainers are doing gigs. They know but they don't know the person. I think that's what's so unique here in Vegas. Not only are we all friends, but we know each other. We can call somebody up and, hey, what are you doing? Hey, let's go see Kelly Wednesday night down at Tuscany. Hey, what are you doing? Let's go see Kelly. She's singing here. Or let's go see Giada. She's going to be here. Frankie. Everybody's doing these live performances, it's just not the same because you can't turn to your left and right and say, hey, was that a great song? We missed that. I can't wait to get back to see live entertainment. That's what I get.
I want to find out what Aaron has, but I do want. I thought of one, and Neil might agree with this. Wednesday morning breakfast at the Bagel Cafe.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's just a great group of guys. Aaron,
We have
what are
a
you going to do?
little- Go ahead, Aaron.
I was just going to say, part of it is go places where you don't have to look at people through a mask. I think that's pretty important. Secondly, you know, I spend 3 days a week working for Clark County School District, where I'm a tutor at an elementary school. And even though I've been able to call some of my students, just being with them again and being back in a school setting with those students that I give a little extra support to, I can't wait to get back there to help my students. But you know, it's like everything everybody's saying here is just to be out and about with other people, just to be out and mingling and seeing friends and going to a restaurant that you enjoy going to, you know, Bagel Cafe or Marsigliano's or, you know, wherever, or Water Street Pizza, give them a plug. We'll hear from them here in a second. But that's what I miss. I miss that too. The camaraderie, as the word was said. Neil?
Yeah, I wanted to say that the thing is we love our city for its live entertainment. We love to be in our little groups. You know, Johnny mentioned we have a Wednesday morning breakfast with about, I don't know, anywhere from 10 to 20 people. I miss those people because no matter where you sat at the table, there was a different conversation going on. And you'd wave at the end of the table and say, you in what zip code you in? I'll get back to you next Wednesday. You know, we miss the hey, what do you do? I'm very fortunate that I can work at home. You know, I can take all the artwork I've got to set up at home. I'm still producing. You know, we've got this we'll talk about later, the cups and the mugs and all that stuff.
Cups
Johnny,
and mugs,
by the way,
you mean
you're the number
like
one
this one
seller,
right
by
here?
the way. Your mug has been selling more than anybody's, by the way, because you did it right, promoted.
We're going to keep that up too.
All right.
Cool.
So let's do this. First of all, our studio line, if you want to call in and ask a question to Kelly or any of us here, 702-660-7666. It's up on the screen right now in the upper right-hand corner, 702-660-7666. Let's get started with Kelly because we do still have, believe it or not, we have a couple of great sponsors that are still supporting our show that I want to make sure our audience, when things get back to normal, continue to support these businesses. But Kelly, let's start with you. For me, it's a matter of wanting to know a little bit about your background and when did you realize you had this talent to sing, let alone do the type of tribute entertainment that you do?
Well, I've always sung, like as a little girl. My parents would make me sing in front of the family on every family gathering and stuff like that. But I went to college for singing and got into corporate shows, and then I got married, started having kids, so I kind of just gave it up for a little while. But then when I got divorced, I called the music director from the college I went to, who I did some gigs with, and his name was Tony Mergel. And I said, Tony, I have 3 babies. I need to get back into singing. I can't do long hours, lounge work. I need to make really good money. And, you know, I'm just like panicking, going, giving him a list of things I needed. He goes, there's this new thing that just started. It's called impersonations. Have you ever heard of it? And I said, no. And I said, yeah, I said, that's how old I am. And he goes, well, we need an Olivia Newton-John for this show we have coming up. Did you want to try out for it? So I went, okay. So I studied her. I auditioned. I got the part. So I did the show. And then they needed a Madonna. So I studied her, did the audition, got the part. And then they needed a Patsy Cline. And it just went on and on and on from there. I just, every person they asked me to do, I ended up doing. So, and got the part. So it was...
Can you do Bill Withers? I'm just curious.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I want to remind our audience that if you are roaming about your house and you can't watch us on video right now, or better yet, when we get back to normal, feel free to download the Go Live Vegas app to your phone, and you can at least listen to the live audio of our show right now, as well as future shows. So who's your favorite talent that you like to impersonate, Kelly?
I have 2. My 2 strongest and favorite are Reba McEntire and Dolly Parton. There are different reasons why I like them, but they're fun, and you know I can emulate them quite well. So it's they're a lot of fun.
Neil?
I didn't know. When she said Dolly Parton and knowing Kelly, I kind of visually, and I went, you can't go there, Neil.
But I was thinking about that for Madonna.
Did you see the hand movements when he was describing?
He was shaking it. Yes, I noticed.
He was doing the Dolly Parton.
Well, that's what I was thinking about when she said Madonna. I mean, Madonna was known for those cones,
Yeah.
weren't they, back in the 80s?
Pointy bras.
Pointy.
Yep. Yep.
So Kelly, let me ask you. Where you originally from? How many years you've been in Vegas? What do you see for the future?
Okay, so I'm originally from Toronto, Canada. I put my hands are going in the background. Is that producer?
No, that's Johnny.
No, that's me. I was born in Ontario too.
Where we have more Canadians on the show right now than anything. Neil, you and I need to hide.
Hey,
Yeah, you and I we are a minority because Aaron,
The producer's from
Johnny-
Calgary.
Right, he's from. I got
Ontario.
Calgary, Ontario, and where were you from, Kelly? Toronto.
Toronto.
Neil, you and I are in a minority.
no, listen, I'm so thankful they opened up the borders finally.
We got in just in the nick of time.
Agnes
boy.
from the Nord.
North.
So you came to the States. You were born in Canada. When did you move to the States? When did you get to Vegas?
Well, I got to Vegas about 16 or 17 years ago. Now, I had worked in the U.S. For like 25 years, but finally moved here about 16 years ago and came to Vegas and raised my children here. One was in high school, two were in middle school at the time, and when we first got here. And now two of them moved back to Canada, and one lives in Reno. And it's because they're older now. But yeah, so.
You look great, by the way, to have that age children. I just had to throw that out there.
Thank you, darling.
All right, what I'd like to do now that we're done kissing ass right now is I'm going to take a break. No, I'm only kidding. Oh, God, I hope YouTube doesn't blip me out for that word. But anyway, what I'd like to do before we get in deeper with conversation with Kelly is I want to step aside for our audience to listen to messages from Water Street Pizza, who we know is currently delivering as well as pickup only, and CBD American Shaman of Summerlin. They, too, are also offering free delivery. So please, folks, pay attention to the next messages for 90 seconds.
What exactly is CBD? It's not marijuana, but it is naturally occurring within the hemp plant. CBD helps to maintain balance in the brain, nerves, immune system, and more. CBD also helps with stress, anxiety, pain, inflammation, and can also improve your sleep quality. Pets love it too. Stop by CBD American Shaman today for a free sample and talk with our CBD experts. CBD American Shaman is conveniently located at 7175 West Lake Mead Boulevard, just off the I-95 and Rock Springs Plaza by Panera Bread. Visit us online at topcbdlasvegas.com.
All right, welcome back to Twin Brothers from Different Mothers. I'm Aaron Phillips, joined here in studio by our stepbrother from another mother, different mother, somebody's mother, I don't know, Johnny Bird, Neil Portnoy there in the small screen, and our special guest today, Miss Kelly Vaughn, joins us as well. Real quickly, Neil and everybody actually are on the panel. I'm sure everybody here knows who Jimmy Denning is, Tenors of Rock. If you've been following his wife's posts, he is suffering and dealing with the virus right now. And on behalf of all of us, Jimmy and family, we send you our thoughts and prayers for speedy recovery. If there's anything that we can do, please feel free to reach out to us. His wife, Anna, I want to say, I'm blanking on the first name. Yvette. Thank you, Yvette. Please feel free to reach out to us. But Jimmy, we have you in our thoughts and prayers. Now, before we go back to Kelly, Johnny has some news he'd like to share with our audience. Go for it.
Yeah, actually, in fact, this beautiful woman that's on the little box down there, I asked her, and so far she said yes. But we're gonna unleash.
What's the question?
What?
What's the question?
Oh no. Let allow me to clarify.
Oh, okay. How quickly it turns.
I'm starting to blush
Don't
now.
blush now. It could be that bottle you have over there.
What bottle are you talking about?
Exactly.
My coffee?
Yeah, right.
Just a little morning coffee.
There you go.
Next Saturday, I want to unleash and unveil a world premiere video that I've been working on with an original song that we're going to have in the neighborhood of 100 Las Vegas performers participate in one way or another in it. And it's a song I wrote called "Let's Be Alone Together." And what we're trying to do is trying to make this a message from Las Vegas to the world. And that when the time comes and the time is right, we're going to be here for you. We're going to be ready for you. But in the meantime, people like Ryan Baker and Kelly and my buddy Dennis DeSatchmo Keating, who does a great Satchmo Louis Armstrong thing, and so many other friends of mine that are doing those Facebook Live things that have agreed to participate. And it's going to be hopefully an amazing song, an uplifting song that we're going to be able to send out to the world from Las Vegas. And if everything goes right, I'll have it done and ready and in the can, and we'll premiere it next week right here. You'll be the first ones to see it. So tell your friends. I'd love to set a new record with you. I'd love 50,000 people to watch this show next week.
That sounds great. Was there any and for those of you who know Paradise by the Dashboard Light by Meatloaf, is there any Phil Rizzuto style roles that Neil and I can participate in? You know, we can't sing worth a lick, but I figure maybe if there's a
Hey,
Phil
whoa.
No, I've heard you sing, which is why you draw. So don't even try me
All
there.
right, no, he's absolutely correct.
Just curious. I'm just throwing it out there.
Actually,
Yeah,
you know what you...
I got to mention real quickly how during our break I saw Kelly drinking from this mug that looked like it's bigger than she is. Look at the size of that thing.
Oh, there's a lifeguard that comes
My
with that mug.
favorite.
Question is, what's in there?
When you can only have one cup a day, you make it worthwhile. Work for you.
Go ahead, Johnny. You were going to make a further point.
Yeah, for Neil on the little box and for you. After we're taping, I encourage you. We're going to get on film.
Okay.
You're going to help me with the opening for the video.
Oh, right on. There
So
you go.
yeah, you are going to be
Okay.
a part. I would be offended if you didn't.
Well, I'd be offended that you wouldn't have asked for Neil and me.
I've heard the song because I don't know whether you put a little clip of it up or I don't know where it's brilliantly written and brilliantly performed by Johnny Bird.
Well, thank
I
you.
can't wait to get everyone, our Las Vegas family, to do this and send it to the world. I think it's a brilliant idea.
Now, I will say that there are some people that anybody in the world will have heard about that I can't release, and I'm trying to get some more of these Las Vegas headliners that everybody knows. We'll see if we can get them or not. I don't know, but we do have a handful of them that are going to be in there, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited to have this talented young lady, Kelly, in here. I will say that she's my favorite female vocalist. She is so talented.
Wow.
She is so talented. And I don't want to take over all the time, but I do want to ask, of all the people that you've been asked to do, what entertainer have you picked because you wanted to do it?
You know, I want to do. I haven't done her. I can't look like her. There's two singers that I love singing and I love sounding like, but I don't look like them. Is Ann Wilson from Heart and Celine Dion. So, but there's no way I can look like either one. One, I don't want to eat not enough, and the other one, I don't eat that much. So I am who I am. But you know what? Dolly's my most animated character that I do. So and I love her as a person. I love her philosophies of life. I love her positivity. I just love everything about her. So I guess she would be my favorite one that I actually emulate and do. So yeah.
Right on. Neil, your turn, sir.
I want to know what's in the future. I mean, we're all going to come back. We're going to come back bigger and stronger. There are going to be lines at restaurants. hairdressers and nail salons are going to be booked through 2030 just to get back in, dog groomers, etc. I mean, when we come back, Kelly, what's in the future for Kelly Vaughn? I mean, listen, we all grow, we all get better, we learn different things. We are survivors, especially here in Las Vegas. What do you see happening in your career moving forward?
Moving forward, obviously, I still do my one-woman show. I've got bookings starting in July, so hopefully they're still going to be okay. July, August, and whatnot.
2021.
Yeah, you never know. And as entertainers, we're resilient that way because we're used to having like a whole full schedule lined up and then it being blown out for whatever reason. It's happened to me several times in my career. So for me, I was always nervous doing the small, intimate things. So I started doing like a couple restaurant gigs where I'm just singing and I can do whatever songs I want. And I actually really like it. At first I was really nervous, I'm not going to lie, because I'm so used to being on big stages in front of, a lot of people, and to be on this intimate level is very scary to me. It's been very scary, but it's been a journey, and I'm really enjoying it. I don't know why. I just really do. It's like, and I can be myself. I can be whatever, and there's no expectation. But I get to feel the music, and I get to sing it however I choose, and that's kind of.
You know what I see too, and listen, we haven't known each other that long, but we've become very good friends.
Yes.
I see a different Kelly from the first Kelly that I met, because there's a new person in your life.
Yes.
You're much happier, and it comes across in the visual that I see, your tone. It does make a difference when you have that type of support, correct?
Yeah, you know what? You're right. Thank you for saying that. But yes, yeah, I'm very comfortable with who I'm with, who I am, and my partner. He's awesome. You know him very well, Jimmy. Yep. He supports me on everything and anything I do, and it really does make a difference. I mean, I've been alone for a long time. And being alone was awesome because I could just like bounce. I just bounced. I lived in Hawaii for a year and a half. I mean, I moved here 16 years ago, but I've had different contracts that made me move in other locations and then come back. Sure. So, and I would go twice a year to Canada and spend a month at a time with my family there, and then come back, and then so I would just bounce. But now I'm just like so settled and comfortable, and it's just and now like he's encouraged me, Kelly, be yourself. Like, I love your voice. Like, be you. Like, can you? And it's nice to have that. It really is.
I want to thank everybody who's in the chat room filling up. I started a live watch party. That side is filling up like crazy. Want to thank you all. Please don't hesitate to call in and ask your question, or just say hi to Kelly at 702-660-7666. That's 702-660-7666. And when we have enough money, I'm going to have the station change those last three digits on that phone number. So
thank you, because I can't call. You know what I have to do? I've got to use a pencil for the last number because I can't use my same finger for the 3 6s. It creeps me out.
After Dark with John Shaw, they really enjoy that.
Well, but that's one show. I got 4 here. So anyway, Sean York, by the way, has a message for you, Kelly. He says that I like all that Kelly Vaughn does, but like her best as Kelly.
Oh, sweet. Thank you, Sean. I appreciate that.
So in other words, he knows you well.
Yeah.
Debbie La Barbera, if I'm pronouncing her last name, she just sent a message in that she loves you, so I guess you know who that person is.
Thank you, Debbie. Hi, I love you too.
There you go. Right on. Okay.
Anything, Kelly, coming up at the Smith Center? And I say that because Myron just jumped into the watch party. Myron Martin from Smith Center, Myron's Cabaret. You got anything coming up scheduled in the future?
For Smith Center?
Yeah.
No, I don't, and that is definitely something I want to put on my calendar. You know what? Because I wanted to start doing me. I actually, I'm starting to do stuff at the Sand Dollar, believe it or not, and it's because of the history of the Sand Dollar. It's a great place, and it's like I said, getting to the intimate,
You know what's really neat? When Dorothy and I first got to Vegas, 4 years ago, first year we were here, her sister came in from New York, my sister-in-law, and we went down to the Sand Dollar, and I opened the door, and the three of us were the only Caucasians. And we opened the door, and the woman on stage, who was brilliant, I don't know what her name was, she said, "Welcome, family."
Aw.
We walked in there and had the most incredible time. We went, this
Yeah.
is old Vegas. Sand Dollar is a unique little place.
It really is, and I love the Smith Center too, and I would love to be there. It's just not in the near future, but yeah, I like the Sand Dollar too. It's got great history. It's again a different format for me. So I'm trying to grow again as an artist, and I have a CD. It's not available. I had to hold it back for a while, but I'm going to re-release it this year. So when that everything comes about differently, we'll be re-releasing that. It's more like Southern rock stuff.
Excellent.
Yeah. So
Little Reba type stuff, or?
No. This was actually most of the songwriters were from Toronto. It's and at the time it was called country, but it's more Southern rock stuff. It's more bluesy.
Hey, have you ever worked with Dennis Blair? That's a stupid question. I'm sure you have, but if you
Love Dennis.
He came out with his new CD, his country CD. I think it's called Brick House.
I got it.
It is brilliant.
Didn't
Really?
the Commodores do that?
I think it's songs from the Red
From
Brick.
Big Brick.
Or Big Brick, yeah.
If you haven't heard it, you gotta look. It's like a Billy Joel country CD because every song is different, a different tempo, one's strong country, one's country rock. I think Dennis Blair is brilliant. I would love for you and Dennis to do a show together and sell tickets because I think that would be monster.
Okay. Yeah, that's actually a great idea. Yeah,
Well,
I
see-
love his writing.
What do you think about what's going to happen when we all come back? Because my feeling was that, the new mafia in Las Vegas is MGM and Caesars because they control all the rooms. I think, in my opinion, what's going to happen is old Vegas is going to come back. There's little small venues that, are going to start. You're going to get entrepreneurial people that are going to invest in properties and build these new facilities. What's your feelings? What's your thoughts about that?
To be honest with you, I don't know if people are going to jump into investments right away. I know a lot of people, and it's happened to us personally, who have lost a lot of money in the stock markets and stuff like that. But so I think that the more intimate setting will be more popular for many reasons. And I don't think that everyone's going to just jump right in to be with thousands upon thousands of people right away, shoulder to shoulder. I don't think that that's going to happen immediately. I do think that the smaller settings are going to be more popular. And so getting back to Old Vegas, I love Old Vegas. I know Johnny Bird's been trying to, promote that as well, and he's been doing a great job with that. And I think it will. I agree with you. I tend to agree with you. I don't know if it's going to be outside investors or if the casinos are going to come on board with that. I don't know. Because the casinos, they need to recoup what they've lost. And I'm not sure people are going to be wanting to touch slot machines, like right away. So how do you do that? How do you have the great restaurants? You have entertainment. So if they can figure out a way to monopolize on that, I think that they definitely will jump on board with that.
Now, Aaron, I know you had a bunch of great questions, but was there anybody online? That had
Yeah, I've got, Kelly, another message for you in my watch party, and I'm sorry that I'm probably going to mispronounce the first name. Wai, W-A-I, and Kim from Colorado. They miss coming out to Vegas. Can't wait to be able to come back out. Love from Colorado. By the way, to answer your question about hitting slot machines, nowadays, use the elbow. That's how people are shaking hands now, right? You're banging elbows. Just hit that button. Hit the pay button. Hit the line button, right?
Hey, Aaron.
Yes.
How long do you think? You
How
mentioned
long?
earlier when you were talking about the school kids and,
Right.
and about masks.
Right.
How long do you think this is going to last where people are still wearing masks after the darkness has lifted? Do you think it'll still go on?
Well, first of all, as far as the kids are concerned in the school district, I think school is done this year. I mean, they extended that to April 30th. It's only going to, the school's supposed to get out like May 21st. Look, right now the federal government has said masks are optional, so to speak, and I have not felt the need to don one at this time.
Do you think we'll see them this fall? A few here and there?
I think people will still want to do it, yeah, until probably early fall, I think is a good window. Of course, I'd hate to see somebody singing through a mask. I mean, that would be kind of tough to do. But
I'd sound better with a mask on.
well, that would be a gas mask where no one can hear you.
We can try that next week.
Yeah, let's try that next week on the air. We'll get
Oh,
one too.
boy, did I open that one.
All right. Luke, I am your father. Anyway, all right. But let's step aside for what will probably be our last break. And I want to come back and ask a question. Mark O'Toole is our guest last week, who started touching on some great topics before our studio blew up last week with 2 minutes to go. And he brought up some great points about something that you were touching on about the state of how Vegas may come back with its entertainers. And I want to get your thoughts on that. You are listening and watching Twin Brothers from Different Mothers. Aaron, Johnny, what's that guy? Oh, Neil.
Neil.
And of course, our special guest, Kelly Vaughn, will be back in 90 seconds. Please support our sponsors.
500 stores nationwide, CBD American Shaman has stores right here in Las Vegas. CBD American Shaman produces their own CBD that is sourced entirely in the U.S. CBD American Shaman products are 100% organic CBD and up to 10 times more effective than regular CBD oil. They are also one of only a few CBD companies that is certified by the U.S. Hemp Authority. Come by our store for a free sample and chat with our CBD experts. We are located at 7175 West Lakemead Boulevard, just off the I-95 in Rock Springs Plaza by Panera Bread. Visit us online at topcbdlasvegas.com.
All right, welcome back to Twin Brothers from Different Mothers. Aaron Phillips and the crew here welcoming Kelly Vaughn. Neil is there, and Johnny, our stepbrothers here. By the way, I had a very interesting conversation during break with Louis Anderson. Did you know he stopped by the studio here before, guys?
No.
Yeah, he was over here talking about corn dog, and he misses all the corn dog. And you know, that little gap between the front two teeth, that's to hold a corn dog when I'm eating something else.
Oh, tip your waiters and waitresses on your way out, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So Mark O'Toole, and I'm going to kind of paraphrase it, and if all works out, we might have hopefully Mark on next week to continue discussing the conversation we had. But Mark's thought was, of course, the deterioration of the lounge acts and how locations for entertainers were getting sparse and sparse and sparser. So coming back, he feels that the market for entertainers is going to be just as bad, if not even worse, coming back. I got the sense you didn't feel that way, but I guess one of my question is, how much do you perform in Vegas versus other locations that may affect you direct versus... I'm sorry, do you see the visual in front of Neil there? Kelly, do you see the visual?
Oh, nice.
That's courtesy of Aaron, by the way.
Father.
Yes. Anyway, so of your performing, how much of it is in town versus out of town, and how will that affect you in terms of what Mark was describing last week?
Well, most of my jobs are out of town, unless, of course, I'm in a show here, which makes you stay in town. So most of it is out at the moment. Okay, so my philosophy on entertaining, period, is you have to create your own work, and then you have to create your own everything about it. Once you create that work, you have to create your own fan base and all that stuff to come out to see you. So I think what I was starting to do before this all happened is starting to be at restaurants and having like a little fan base come and see me. It depends on what your goals are. I mean, my goals are a lot different now. So
What are your
I
goals?
mean,
What do you want?
I
What
just
do
wanna
you
say-
want, woman? What do you want? What are your goals? Jeez,
I
Johnny.
want to make a living, of course, but I mean, I think I'd rather, I mean, if I do one show at a town, I only have to work like once a month because it is very, very lucrative. But if I do smaller things, you know, in town, it has its own beautiful thing to it. So I mean, it depends on. Yeah, he's right. He is correct in the sense that Mark O'Toole is correct that, you know, people will not be paying as much as they used to. I don't think they will. It's kind of like who was here during the recession?
Right, Neil?
Anybody?
You know what I think is going to happen, and Mark kind of brought this up last week. People are going to be very reluctant to get in an airplane and fly to Las Vegas.
They are.
It's not going to happen right away.
I don't know if that's true. I might
They'll
disagree with
drive
that.
here. Well, McCarran Airport is in the process right now of more than likely shutting down. And how quickly they're going to open back up, and I got that within a good authority of a friend of mine who works for the federal government. So, like 9/11, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you guys off here. Drivers will come to Vegas, Cali, Arizona, the people that drivers, and that is what's going to help our economy jumpstart. I believe there will be hesitation of getting on a plane from maybe East Coast here, a 45-minute flight from Orange County, maybe not, but I think there will be some hesitation of longer flights. There's always hesitation because people are always afraid of getting sick on a plane anyway because of the aeration system. I think this is only going to magnify that, but drivers will drive here because they want to get out of their house.
Kelly brought up a good point. The casinos have already got a plan B. What are they going to do? What are they going to give to entice people to stay at their properties,
Right.
to spend money in their venues? First thing I think is going to happen is locals are going to park for free again. That's going to happen.
Well, thank God, right?
Because it's ridiculous that we have to.
Hopefully that happens, but they've created a whole revenue on that system.
Sure.
So, I mean,
They got to give back something, Kelly.
I think-
you know, they've got to entice people. Johnny, go ahead.
Yeah, I think Kelly touched on it, and Mark might have touched on it. Another a handful of entertainers might have touched on it. The $100 million shows might go away for a while.
Yeah.
And maybe the lounges, to entice people, how about a free show in a small lounge where you can get 50, 60 people in there? I think maybe this is the opportunity that we've been waiting for a
Yes.
decade or 2 decades.
Well, how many people can we get in the Go Live studio? About 12? Maybe.
Depends on what we're doing.
That's true. Depends on what we're doing. Well, but the studio is open. We can always do something when things kind of loosen back up to do something. But I think it lends itself to an interesting conversation. And perhaps maybe next week, Neil, if we can get Mark, I'll ask you to follow up with him if he's willing to come on. If Kelly's available, and Johnny, I know if you're available, it would be great to have a panel of people to discuss what Mark was talking about last week, Neil.
I think it's a great idea. I'll get working. I'll give Mark a shout out today and talk about it. I think he's on board to come in next week.
Great.
But I think if we get a panel, I mean, I'm watching my computer screen, but I've also got my phone here, and I've got the 4 little boxes. Can you imagine if we had like 8 or 10 boxes? And,
Well, I think the max we'd push it at is
Hollywood Squares.
the
Yeah, I
max
know.
we'd push it out with this setup is only 4. So we would be able to only limit it to 4. You can go to 7. We haven't pushed it beyond 4, so we'll stick with 4. We'll be fine.
Okay, Hollywood Squares revisited.
There you go. You could be Paul Lynn.
Johnny, work on this. It's a brilliant idea. Vegas Squares.
there you go. There you go.
Why
I love
not?
it.
You
I
know what?
love it.
On the newly developing Twin Brothers from Different Mothers website, which is currently under construction, maybe we can do something like that on the website.
That would be great.
Because I understand you're going to have your hands in helping develop that website for me.
Yeah,
With
yeah.
us.
Now, speaking of websites,
There's a
if,
little jump in the shark for you.
if I could make a plug out for another website that just kind of got live, getting Portnoyed, these coffee mugs here. Let's see, that kind of looks.
Awesome.
Your camera's over here.
It kind of looks like me, but Neil has been doing these caricatures for a while, and what he did for all the entertainers around town that he's already Portnoyed and he's busy Portnoying other entertainers. He's selling these mugs, and the entertainers get half of the proceeds because none of us are making a whole lot of money right now. Some of us aren't making anything. So he's opened up his heart, and I want to say thank you to Neil. I think that was a beautiful thing. It was a great business decision too, let's be honest. But also for all the entertainers that are out there, if you have a favorite entertainer that you know was Portnoy, buy the mug. They're $20. You can go on his site and he can tell you the exact.
Portnoy.com.
Yeah, Portnoy.com. For $20, you can get one, or you can get an entertainer and pick out your favorite one, or pick 2 or 3 of them. The money makes a difference, but it also is a great mug. I just got mine last night. My kids brought it in. They said, "Daddy, you're on a mug," because my wife bought one, and my mom bought like 100.
Frankie Shint is going live tonight. I'm not sure the time. And Frankie says, "Can you write this in Sicilian so I understand how to do this?"
Bada boom, bada bing, bada bam, bada boo, bada bam.
Listen, Frankie's
If I
been
finish
doing,
drinking this, I'll be able to speak Sicilian.
yeah, with the Shinty for years. You know, he's got his Buffalo crowd. He's got his. I said, Frankie, promote it on your live broadcast. You sell 100 mugs. That's a nice payday for you when you're not making any money.
Right.
We
It's
get
just
39 cents a mug.
way of giving back.
And I'm probably the only one on that list that doesn't sing as an entertainer. My entertaining is not singing with my voice, and I'm honored to be part of that list. So you can even get my mug on a mug.
I think Anna ordered your mug.
Did she really?
I think so.
She's the only one.
Because we Neil mentioned it. Entertainers support other entertainers.
Absolutely.
So you want to what's the wrap up? What's your next question? Because I know you got great questions for this
Well,
guest.
actually, we're kind of sort of wrapping up time. The website, if you want to order the mug, is portnoy.com.
My name's Johnny Bird.
And Johnny's got it on his Facebook. Aaron Phillips, though, alphabetically is the first one that comes up on the list, so I will mention that.
You made me do that, by the way, because you are.
He put 3 A's in Aaron, though. That's cheating.
That's
Yeah.
right. I stuttered when I wrote my name, so I put as many A's in there as I could.
I gotta mention, what I wanted to do was, because Dorothy and I also have our caricature up on the mugs.
Yep.
I was gonna put it up as A. Neil and Dorothy mug.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
funny.
but AA still goes in front of AN.
I know.
right.
I know.
So, no, but listen, like I said, I'm probably the only non-singing stage person on there, and I'm delighted and could use the $10 also. Anyway, what do you say we shift into getting to know you?
Oh, I'm waiting for this because this. will be
All right.
fun.
So I don't know if we have the little music in the background bed set up, but if not, Johnny can hum a few bars. Kelly, this was sort of what I was alluding. They're great. Now they'll kick us off for having more than 15 seconds of music on. Kelly, this is what I was talking about before I went on the air. Rapid fire
Yes.
questions. First thing that comes to mind. We may question it, we may comment on it, but we need you to come up with the first thing that comes to mind. Here's your first question. For Paul in for the block. Who is your favorite all-time actor?
Actor, Matthew McConaughey.
Matthew McConaughey. Yeah, right. If she said, chime in with the voice if you can do it.
I'm gonna take
Do
my
it.
shirt off. All right. I don't have the chest like he does, but man,
It's a little hairy there, my God. Favorite all-time actress?
Meryl Streep.
Meryl Streep. Okay.
Streep.
What one
I
one
don't
that
have
provides a little controversy on the stage when she
Yeah.
accepts awards, right?
Well, that's not why I like her. I just.
Oh no,
I
no,
think
I'm not alluding to
brilliant.
that. No, I was not alluding to that. Favorite all-time movie that whenever it's on, you stop the world, you grab your popcorn and your favorite adult beverage to never be bothered till that movie is over.
Little Mermaid.
Really?
Wow.
how do you go wrong with Disney?
There's nothing wrong with Disney. Which, by the way, Disney Plus, I think it has a free week going on right now. If you're tired of watching Netflix and Hulu, everybody can join in for a week and get it for free. Now, this may be a little tough because of all the different tribute artists that you perform, but what is your favorite music genre personally?
Oh, my favorite music genre is it's called classic. It's pop opera.
Oh,
Popra?
What do you say that again?
Pop opera. It's like when you sing like classical Italian to hard rock, heavy metal.
pop opera.
I didn't even know that was a genre.
I like.
I've been doing music
Never-
for 33 years. I've never heard of pop opera. Pop.
Yeah, is that
Josh
like
Groban?
Jimmy Hopper type stuff? Is that Jimmy Hopper?
Pardon?
Jimmy Hopper? Because Jimmy does, Andrea Bocelli, and then he can go into Meatloaf.
Yes, I love that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's like my favorite band in music is East Village Company, East Village Opera Company. So
Because
it's
we all
like,
know them.
Yeah. I don't know. I love cooking to that stuff. That's my favorite.
That's not
You
in my
asked me
trivia
favorite.
pursuit knowledge. But I like the combined version, popera.
Yeah,
You said
popera.
that. I like
Yeah.
that. I like popera. Okay. So, out of all your popera favorites, what is your all-time favorite song so that when it comes on in your car, you roll up the windows, you start singing, you don't care about the world, or in your shower?
Caruso. Caruso is my favorite classical music. It has to be done to hard rock. It hasn't been done yet, but for my favorite genre is O mio bambino caro.
I'd like to buy a
Who
vowel.
would have guessed?
Can you translate that? It sounded like you're talking about Babe Ruth in there. I'm not sure. I heard Bambino
Yes.
in there.
Babe, yes, Babe Ruth.
Sorry, Neil. I didn't mean to bring that up for you.
Okay, we sold them to you guys. It's all right.
All right, this one I'm going to give a little disclaimer. So if you're sensitive to certain words, this might be the time you want to just turn down for about 5 seconds, or if you have someone in your room under the age of 12. All-time favorite curse word. Give it to us.
Oh, shite.
Shite.
Is that Yiddish? Is that
Shite.
Yiddish?
That's not British.
No, that's German. That's,
Irish.
Ah, it's Irish.
Oh, it's Irish?
Shite.
Hi, shite.
Ah, yeah, shite.
I
Yes,
like it with the
shite.
Irish
Don't be
accent.
talking no gobsmack to me.
Although
It almost sounded German.
that's what I
Isn't it
thought,
German
which
too?
then would be a slang into Yiddish, which is what I heard you say, Neil.
I did say
Shite is a
yes,
short
not British.
short version of gobshite.
At the front door. Anyway,
Now, I got a question. Is that like shit with two O's?
2 eyes.
Two O's.
Shiite.
I think so. I don't know how to spell it. Don't ask me how to
Shiite.
spell it.
That's
I
a whole
just
nother
know how to
meaning.
say it.
That's a whole different meaning. Anyway, all right, Kelly, if money were no object, what would be your all-time favorite car that you would love to see parked in your driveway someday?
Oh my goodness. A truck.
What kind?
I love my I had an F-150. I love F-150s. I don't know why.
Have
But
you
you know
had-
what? I want
Crazy
one
about the
that's
Ford truck.
from the 50s. I want an old truck. That's my goal. I want an old style classic truck from the 50s. It has to be the 50s though. I don't like the 70s. I don't like. There's some I don't like in the 60s, but the 50s.
You know,
You
those
sure you
trucks
like-
didn't have Hemis.
You sure you're not like from Saskatchewan? Because it's so.
They still drive those there.
I know.
Only downhill, right?
I know.
Okay. All right. See, this is why we digress at this part of the show very rapidly, Kelly. So,
Okay.
best vacation ever taken?
Oh, you know what? I loved living in Hawaii, and I felt it was like a vacation for a year and a half when I lived there. So I don't
Okay.
know.
There you go.
Yeah.
Bucket list vacation, though. Where would you like to go that you haven't been as a vacation?
Well, I haven't been to Mars yet, so.
Oh,
would-
Richard Branson may have that coming up soon, right? So.
Yep.
Or what was that movie Martian? Ben Affleck, not Ben Affleck.
The other guy.
Matt Damon.
Damon.
Matt Damon.
He had a lot of
Yeah, but
potatoes.
Damon?
He did.
I didn't see that movie.
Yeah, what
Martian.
I have to throw in though, I mean, Kelly, if you really want to go to Mars, it takes a long time. So maybe you should bill a senior trip.
And I should do what?
You should book a senior trip for 2 years.
Yeah, it's going to take a while to get
It's
there.
only
But
6
you know what?
months. That's not that
I haven't
long.
been. I haven't been to Australia, so I'd like to go there.
Oh,
you
down
know?
under.
Yeah, down under.
I only talk Australian Fosters. That's about all I know in Australian. Anyway, Kelly, what's your favorite meal, top to bottom? Give it to us.
Ooh, okay. So it's going to start with caprese salad,
Okay.
and then it's going to. It's always accompanied with red wine, of course.
Of course.
And then there's this pasta. It's called pasta amore, penne amore. So it's
Okay.
penne with bacon and mushrooms in a
Ooh.
vodka sauce.
You lost me at mushrooms, but that's okay. That's me.
And it's
Hey, you
like-
know what we said? You know what? What's the first thing you want to do when all this ends that you want to do? I'm going to Kelly's house for
Right.
dinner.
Exactly. That's not a bad idea. All right, so you
Yeah.
have your pasta with your bacon and mushrooms and a vodka sauce, right?
Yep. And
Sides?
then we'll salad,
Okay.
just salad, and maybe some chicken parmesan,
Ooh.
and then the finishing touch would be tiramisu.
Ooh, so we had a salad as an appy. We had the pasta for
Yep.
the hors d'oeuvres, or vice versa. Chicken parm.
Yep, that
And
sounds good.
tiramisu. Oh, and wine. Let's not forget the wine. Garlic bread or plain bread to be buttered?
Oh, I like both.
So you got to have the plain bread to be buttered while you're waiting for your salad, and the garlic bread with the
Yes.
Parmesan.
Ah, there
With
you go.
the meal,
Then you
yes.
could dip and scoop. Absolutely.
Yes,
Why
I love when you
choose,
dip
man?
it too in the oil in the balsamic vinaigrette.
Mm.
I love that. Yeah, yeah.
You're going to have a wheelbarrow at the house to get me out when I'm all done today.
I know. Carbs, and carbs.
That's right. I have AAA on my phone. I can call the tow truck for you. Don't worry about it. I'm a member, so don't worry about it. I got you covered, pal. What's your favorite Las Vegas-based thing, although it may be hard to do now, that you like to do to relax? Typical Las Vegas thing.
To relax?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's relaxing, but I like to go out and see live music. And I mentioned Santa Fe,
Fat City
and the
Horns.
Fat City Horns.
Very good.
They're relaxing. But you know, every show here is like amazing. And like, I wouldn't say relaxing because you know what? When I go see music here in Las Vegas, it inspires me to create. So my head is, I'm in the audience and I'm watching it and enjoying it, but my head is going, oh, I got to do this, I got to do this. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, so it's just, my favorite thing to relax, honestly, is to climb Red Rock.
Oh.
Red Rocks, go to the top and
Yep.
have a nice picnic on the top. That's my favorite thing to do. Relax.
Paula Maggio sends regards, by the way. She's in the chat room. She says hello.
Hey, Paula.
Oh, hi.
There you go. Okay. Obviously, you're from other parts of the globe, Canada and Hawaii and everything else. So obviously, you have a lot of friends and family. There you go. That probably call you up when they want to come to Vegas and say, "What should I do when I come to Vegas?" So, what is the one thing you recommend to anybody who wants to come to visit to do in Las Vegas?
Well, I do have a list, and because you do get asked that quite often. I have a list of shows that I suggest, and some of them are Anthony Coole's "Sexy," the show with Jennifer Roman.
Romas, yes.
Tenors of Rock, Jimmy Denning and,
Yep.
and the boys. And just trying to think off the top of my head. So those things, but I also suggest every Friday night for them to go to see Kenny Davidson's show because a lot of my friends like to see just different singers, and he hosts all the singers from the Strip on
He's
his
fantastic.
show on Tuscany night, on Friday nights. And then I also tell them to go to Batista's, the Hole in the Wall.
Oh, yes.
Because, you get a lot of bang for your buck there, you get your appetizer and your dessert and all you can drink wine and your meal for like $24, $26 or something like that. So I think that's great.
That's because it's family style.
Right.
Where is Batista's located? I'm unfamiliar with it.
It's right across from Bally's. It's right behind,
Flamingo, just
Sounds
east
Flamingo,
of the
yeah.
Boulevard.
yeah. It's just
Do they still have the older guy playing the accordion there?
Yes.
Is he
Last
still
time I-
there?
Yes.
Last time I
Well, I don't know
went, he
about
was
now,
100
but-
years old then.
Yeah, I know. He's 120 now. And
Jeez.
He just come back from Mars.
Yes. That's
I'm 100.
This guy, Kelly, back me up on this. This guy was about 4'9" at best.
Yep.
Plays the accordion, would roam and sing.
The plane.
Right there you go. And I believe, Kelly, if you stretch the accordion, if you held it at the top and you let the accordion open all the way up, it was longer than he was tall.
I've never done that, but that's actually pretty interesting.
Right?
I've never done that.
So let me
That's
see if I
funny.
get this straight. If he's 4'9", he and Kelly can look eye to eye, right?
Yes.
Oh wow! No, but she can wear heels though and
Depends
get
if
past
she's
him.
yeah. It depends if she's stiletto.
And I can look down on him, so I
There
like
you go.
that.
All right, I got one more question for you, Kelly, out of this, and this will get you off what we call our getting to know you hot seat. What
Okay.
career would you have been doing now if you were not doing what you do as an entertainer?
I would have been a lawyer.
What kind of lawyer?
See,
You know what? I probably family.
Family?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
see that too.
that was
yeah.
my answer too, fellow Canadian.
Was
Does
it?
that mean you
It
guys
was,
break a
yeah.
lot of laws?
I was in law school. I got out of law school
to do this?
be seduced by the entertainment industry.
Wow. Did we
my
take a
goodness.
wrong curve or what?
I
No.
think so. I'd be retired now.
That's right now. You're just
I
tired.
just-
Yeah.
when I was in high school, law was one of my favorite subjects. So I just loved everything about learning about the law. And then, getting divorced and everything takes you from a different thing. But it's
Needed
very,
a
I
lawyer.
find it fascinating field, actually.
Right on. Well,
I
listen.
remember in my first divorce, I looked at my divorce attorney and I said to him, can you answer a question for me? He said, sure, Neil, anything. I said, do I finally own her or is the lease up? What happens?
Sean York posted in the comment section that Frankie Shinta's at 6 p.m. Whatever he's playing. I guess his podcast
cool.
is at 6 p.m. All right. Listen, Kelly, first of all, I want to thank the station. We've actually gone over, which, of course, when you got nothing to do but stay at home and watch us, going over for a little extra 10, 15 minutes is not a terrible thing, I guess.
Yeah.
Closing comments, Neil, before we say goodbye to Kelly. Johnny will give you closing comments before we say goodbye to Kelly. Neil, go.
Yeah, everybody, live by the rules, whether you like them or not. It will flatten the curve. We will come back. We will come back bigger, stronger, happier. And during all of what's going on, remember one thing, the most important thing other than your health is your family.
Right on. Jimmy. Jimmy, I had just read Jimmy Denning's name on my paper again. Johnny. See, that's why he's a stepbrother. We don't even know his name.
Thanks,
so.
Alex. I appreciate that.
Alex. That's some of the better names I've been called lately. I'll take Alex. It's okay.
Go to Portnoy.com, buy my mug. I want to stay in the lead. Continue to support the Las Vegas performers that are doing the Facebook Live. There's a lot of them out there. And some of the best entertainers around are doing it now from their hotels or their apartments or their houses. Go support them. Give them $2 or $5 or $10 or something like that. And for God's sakes, buy this guy's mug.
Aaron just popped the website up on the screen, and that's what happens when you start your name with 2 A's, man. You're the first one on the sort. So.
And again, I'm a big fan of Kelly, and I want to make sure everybody sticks around for just a second after the show.
Okay, you got it. All right. Kelly, first of all, I want to say thank you for joining us. Do you have any final thoughts that you'd like to send out to your fans watching and anybody above that, of course?
Just stay positive. We're all in this together, and I'll meet you on the other side. I'm, going to be doing some live stuff next week from my living room, and just appreciate you. Just keep busy. My advice is just keep busy and keep your mind active. Stay healthy mentally, physically, and spiritually. Just be in the moment. Actually, I talked to Anthony Cools last night. And I said, how are you hanging there? And he goes, you know what? I'm really enjoying the time off. I'm just really,
Another
really,
Canadian,
really
by the way.
enjoying another Canadian. So, just try to make the best of it if you can. That's all I have to say about that.
Absolutely. Great words. Again, I want to thank you for spending time with us today. I know we'll have you back maybe as early as next week if you're available to be part of our panel here. I do want to send a serious note out to all of you responders, all of you health folks that are working with folks who have been stricken by this virus and getting them back. We thank you from the bottom of our hearts, really for putting your lives out there and to try to protect and control this for the rest of us. I know many of you personally that I've shared my thoughts with you privately to thank you. Well, I'm graciously out there on behalf of everybody here saying thank you for all you do all around the world. If this last hour and 11 minutes has brought you a smile, a laugh, a chuckle, and allowed you to be distracted from all that stuff during that time, then the 5 of us, and I'll include our producer Aaron here with this, we've done our jobs, and we thank you very much for doing that. Feel free to visit any of our shows, Facebook, look up Kelly, thekellyvon.com is her website for all of her information. But again, we want to thank you for taking an hour of your time to allow us to really entertain you, and that's what we're here to do, to be a distraction from your normal lives. So with that, gentlemen, ladies, I think we're going to call it a day. From all of us here at Twin Brothers from Different Mothers, have a great week, have a safe week, because we want to see you back here with us next Saturday on another edition of Twin Brothers from Different Mothers. Be well. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks for having me.